So what I want to talk to you about tonight is how do we juggle all these different commitments on our time? How do we become organised and concentrate on what's important and eliminate time wasting? Because really what that's all about is giving us time, energy and space to concentrate on what we really want to do. I'm going to talk to you today about 3 areas. Hopefully, I've only got about 20 minutes, so I've got a lot to say. 3 areas of being organised. Organising yourself, organising your time, and organising your space. Now my "it's okay" mantra is, it's okay not to answer your phone sometimes. It's okay not to answer your mobile just because it's ringing. On my home phone, I have caller display so I can see who's ringing me, and I choose to answer it when it suits me. And what I notice with people with mobiles these days, their mobiles ring, they automatically go to pick it up. Well, maybe think, do I really need to answer it now? Maybe answer it when it suits you best. It's okay to have short phone calls. So if somebody rings you, who you know is going to spend an hour on the phone, maybe get into the habit of saying to them, oh, it's lovely to hear from you. Now I've only got 5 minutes, but I'd really love to speak to you. So a little bit of time management with some wordy friends perhaps. It's okay not to check your emails every time you pass the computer. I know for myself that it's really difficult. The email monster is saying, come and check me out. So I'm just saying, maybe think, maybe just do it 5 times a day rather than every 20 minutes. And it's okay either not to start something or not to finish something. So take books. You're in the middle of a book and you're not really enjoying it. Don't finish it. You've got as I have. I should practice what I preach. You've got a pile of books by your on your bedside table that have been there for at least a year. And every time you look at them you feel guilty because you haven't read them yet. Well, do what I'm going to do, which is I'm going to give them to the Oxfam bookshop. I'm going to start again, and I'm not going to get a new book until I've finished the one I'm currently reading. So give yourself a break, get rid of the guilt. So I mentioned keeping the email monster at bay. Email is brilliant, but it can also be the bane of our lives. When you email somebody, I'd like to suggest that you make your emails action-focused. So you avoid ping-ponging backwards and forwards of emails by thinking, now, what do I want to get out of this? So a good example of this is, I want to go and see Avatar. And I thought I'd quite like to go and see it with my younger sister. So I emailed her to say, would you like to go and see Avatar? Would you like to go and see it this Thursday at such and such a cinema? If not, are you free next Wednesday or Tuesday? So all she had to say is, no, I've seen it, yes, I'm free, or no, I'm not free. So we managed to do that transaction in 2 emails. Whereas in the olden days, it might have been, do you fancy going to cinema? Oh yes, what should we go and see? Oh, I don't know, what's on? Up in the air. No, I've seen that. So that whole transaction could easily have been 20 emails. So think action-focused emails. And one of my big bugbears is proliferation of emails. And I would like to suggest a non-proliferation treaty. So unless you really love receiving them, don't send on those jokes that everyone sends. That you have to look at because somebody sent it to you. Please don't pass them on, unless you love getting them yourself. And my absolute bugbear is the chain emails. And I received one last week, which was, send this on to 20 people, or who will all get good luck. But if you don't send it on, you'll get bad luck. So I emailed the person who sent it to me to say, shame on you. I'm really surprised you sent me this email. because now I think I'm going to get bad luck. I'm not going to send it on. P.S. If by any chance you do get good luck, let me know. And I honestly sent it with her. She would say, oh, hands up, I'm really sorry, I never normally send these emails, which is what people say, never normally send these emails. But my mother has sent it to me. So, yeah, so perhaps think about an email non-proliferation policy yourself. And also, maybe you don't need to reply to emails. Why reply to say okay or thanks? Just another email somebody's got to open up. They can assume, let the person who sent it assume that you've got it. You don't need to necessarily acknowledge emails. And also, think very carefully before you reply all. Do the 20 people on your reply all list really need to see your response? Or could it just be sent to the person who emailed you in the first place? So that's keeping the email monster at bay. And what about the Google monster? How long do we spend going on Google and then going somewhere else because Google sent us in that direction, and then we find something else interesting and then something else interesting? And it's 2 hours. You realise you've just wasted on information that was quite interesting that you really didn't need. So maybe ask yourself, before I go into the Google web, the little network of Google passages, ask yourself, do I definitely need this information and how will I use it? And maybe, we're in a period of Lent at the moment, have a giving up Google for Lent week. Or if you can't manage a week, give up Google for a day. And maybe you just allow yourself to Google if you need it for work. And I'd like to recommend you practice enoughism. I read a brilliant book called somebody called John Nash, who wrote a book called Enough. And he really talks about what I've said on a piece of paper on the wall, concentrating on what's important, eliminating time wasting to give you the energy and the time to do what you really want to do. So he recommends enough stuff. Learning the art of self-restraint, so that when you go shopping, you ask yourself, do I really need this, or do I just want it? Learning to have enough information, so calming the Google monster. Maybe saying to yourself, I'm never going to watch rubbish TV, I'm only going to watch decent TV. Having enough choice. This is also another of my big bugbears. We have so much choice these days in our purchases. You know, say you want a new mobile phone, how many hours would you spend on the internet researching what's available, how much it costs, where to get it from? The Germans call it the torture of choice. And what I've decided is that if I need to make a purchase that they sell in John Lewis, I'll go to John Lewis, because they'll have done the research for me, and I'll risk that they may not have covered everything I might possibly have covered in my 2-hour email, 2-hour web search, but John Lewis is where I go. Cuts out an awful lot of hours, and maybe I might spend £10 more, but my time is worth it. Obviously you may have your alternative to John Lewis, but they're my shop of choice. And he also recommends considering having enough work. He says, maximise your life, not your income.